So we got the Crocs on. They're zardy. So we got the Crocs and the coffee, and we're ready for Q&A. So let's do this, baby. Okay. Alright, so hey Scouts, welcome back to my channel. So today, by the title, we are doing a girl talk Q&A. If you want to join this, join it. Please, no creepy guys. We don't want creepy guys on here, but everyone is welcome. That's all I'm saying. But we are doing a girl talk Q&A type thing. I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, it is Baruch Alicia. It'll be here on the screen and in the damn bar as always. But I asked you guys to ask me questions on what you guys want answers to. So that is what we're doing. I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. It's a good day. The sun is out. It's warm outside. We got good energy, good vibes. So we're gonna do this. I'm excited though, guys. Okay, but let's jump into the questions. I got my coffee here. This is actually a salad jar, but it's my coffee cup now, so that's what we're doing. I have my straw. It's in my pocket. So we're gonna take this off, and we got some coffee. I would say tea, but it's coffee. We can pretend it's tea though, right? But it's coffee. This is my second one in this big container. It's only 11 o'clock in the afternoon, but you know what? We're here for it. We're here for all this coffee and all this craziness. So Crackhead Brooke, she's about to come out. So good. I mean, this could either be a good idea or a bad idea. I think it's a wonderful idea, but we'll see in a couple hours. I'm gonna lock my doors. Maybe lock my doors and turn the lights down. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I need to just get into the questions before I start going off about random ass things. Alright, so we got quite a few here. We got quite a few questions here. So we're gonna go through them. So let's start off in the beginning. Okay, so the first one we got here is, how do I shave the hair down there to get ready for bathing suit season? Yes, because hot girl summer is coming up soon. Even if you're in a relationship, it's still hot girl summer. We're just respectfully, right? Right. Okay, so I hate shaving like down there. I prefer to wax, but waxing hurts so hard. Waxing hurts so bad, and it's so hard to do it by yourself. But I prefer to wax, but when I do shave is I put the water as hot as possible, and I use men's razors. Men razors are like the best thing. That's all I use to shave my legs and anything. But yeah, I use a men's 4-blade razor. Best thing you can ever do. Spend the extra money on it. It's worth it. But I put the water as hot as possible where it doesn't burn my skin, and I use conditioner. I just think it works better, and you can see, because if you use shaving cream, it gets all foamy, you can't see anything. So I use conditioner, and I actually shave down, and then I'll shave sideways, like this way, and then lastly shave up. But yeah, I don't really like shaving. I prefer to wax. It lasts longer. Your results last for a few weeks instead of a few days, because with shaving I feel like I have to shave every few days in like the summer seasons and stuff. So that's my tip to you, is shave downwards and then do up last. Also use baby oil. There's like a baby oil gel to put on after, because when you shave and stuff it gets dry, so just put that. And also it helps with ingrowns and all of that. So that is my tip for you guys. I feel like most girls do the same thing now, because there's so many videos on how to shave down there that people talk about. So yeah. So the next one is, I'm going into high next year and I'm really nervous. Any advice I have to know before? I'm guessing you mean high school. High school is a very scary thing. I feel like it's definitely not how it's shown on movies or perceived at all. For me, I wish the advice that I got was just to be myself and not really care about what other people think or say about me. I feel like high school is such like a drama-filled like area and environment that it's kind of like inevitable. But I would just like stick to like yourself. Obviously make friends, but don't get caught up in the drama and all that. It's not worth it at the end of the day, and people are just gonna say shit about you. Also, all these people are only seeing you for a little portion of the day, so it's like they don't really know who you are. So I don't know, I feel like if there's conflict or anything, just stay in your lane. But yeah, just stay true to yourself. Don't get sucked into certain groups. I feel like high school is so cliquey and I hated that. But yeah, don't get sucked into groups and feel like you have to change yourself to fit in. Just be yourself and the right people will come to you. Also, I feel like don't have expectations that you're gonna stay friends with that person throughout high school or even after high school, because in high school you're at this weird age where you're constantly like evolving as a person and changing, and especially after high school you're like getting into like the real life and stuff. And people just like to, I mean, you obviously are going to change. I feel like if you didn't change, that wouldn't be good. But after high school, everyone just changes. You move on, you do your own thing. You're in different degrees. You don't see everyone as often as you used to. And people just change and you're doing your own thing. So I feel like don't keep that in your head that you're going to be friends with this person forever. Because you may or you may not. I mean, I'm not saying, but just from personal experience, you just grow apart when you finish high school, and that's just the way it is. But enjoy high school and enjoy your teenage years. I feel like I wish I did. I didn't. I was so stuck in like fitting in and trying to like be someone I wasn't, that I missed being just me and being accepted for who I am. So just, you know, be yourself, and that's the best thing you can do. Okay, it's kind of hot in here. We might have to open this window because it's kind of hot. All right, moving on to the next question. Do you get morning skinny but feel bad as soon as it's over, or just bloated? No, just me. Okay, no, it's me. I feel like a lot of people get this. I used to look at my body every morning and be like, oh my god, like I look so snatched, like, or I would just like point out what I wanted to change. And I feel like that's like the worst thing you can do, because your body is changing throughout the day. Think of food as fuel. I know it's really hard. I struggle with food myself. I've struggled since I was in high school. And I just had a lot of problems. And I used to do this all the time and just look at like how I looked first thing in the morning and be like, halfway through the day, I'm like, oh my god, I look completely different. And it's like, yeah, you're supposed to, because you're eating. And also with women, I feel like girls have a harder time because they think that society has this whole thing on women of having this type of body and that you need to look a certain way, which is not the case at all. Everyone's beautiful no matter shape and size you are, and I feel like society just needs to stop putting this image out that this is what someone is supposed to look like, because you're not. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different body type, and I hate the whole stigma on women and how we should look. But yeah, I feel like I used to do that, and I just stopped looking at myself in the mirror first thing in the morning. It just got to a point where it was super unhealthy. But like I said, it's normal. Food is fuel, and think of, if you don't eat, you're not giving that energy that your body needs to help you throughout the day. So yeah, don't feel bad throughout the day, because you're getting that fuel for your body that it needs, and that you're beautiful no matter what. But if it's affecting you so much, I would like slowly stop doing that. That's what I did, is I slowly stopped looking at myself first thing in the morning, because it just like, it hurts you. I mean, obviously embrace your body and be like, yes, like I look snatched, but don't like set on that. And bloating's normal. Bloating is completely normal. Everyone gets it. So it's not just you, it's everyone. Okay, I promise. Okay, so the next one is, when did you get your period story, all that. So I was kind of a late bloomer in the period section. I got mine when I was 15, and I actually got mine, we were moving back to Canada from Texas. It was the first day we moved. It was just like a freaking hectic day, and it was so weird. I was like, oh, I feel weird, like I have cramps. I didn't know what cramps felt like, so I was like, this feels weird. And I went to the bathroom, and I was like, to my sister, I was like, Brittany, I think I got my period. Obviously I knew what periods were because I have an older sister and my mom had it, so it was just kind of like, I knew what it was. And I was like, I got my period, and my sister's like, okay, but like we have to go get you like stuff. But yeah, first period experience wasn't the greatest. I had my period throughout this whole trip. It was a 3-day trip back to Canada from Texas, so being on my period the entire time was not fun. It was not a fun experience, and it sucked. So it was just horrible, and I hated it. Okay, so the next one is, what's it like when you get your period? I am miserable when I get my period. I'm miserable. For the first 3 days for me are like the heaviest days, and then throughout that it just gets lighter. Mine only lasts about 5 to 6 days, which I'm very lucky. But yeah, I'm like a miserable bitch throughout my period. Mostly it's just like the first like 2 days, because those are like the worst my cramps are, and then also like the week before I'm like very pissy. So I'm so sorry to anyone who has to deal with that. I'm already an emotional person, and then my period, it just like heightens everything, so I'm so sorry. But yeah, my first 3 days are pretty heavy, and then throughout the rest it's just like super light. But like I said, my period only lasts like 5 to 6 days, so I'm very lucky that way. And now my period is super regular. I never used to really keep track of my period like when I first got it. I just recently started keeping track, like maybe like the past like year or two, just because I was having like a lot of problems with my period. Like in high school I was barely getting it, but it had to do with like my eating habits and my weight. And then after high school I used to get my period like every 2 weeks, but again it had to do with my weight and my eating habits. But now this past like I would say 2 years, my period has gotten like very normal, and I get them like on time. So I don't take anything as well. I don't take birth control, so everything's like normal. I don't have like any hormones in my body that's like injected in me. So yeah, everything's on time, so I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so the next one is first kiss and bi. I'm guessing you're asking if I'm bi. I'm not. I'm just straight and all that. But my first kiss, I was 20 years old, so it just happened like last year, and it was awkward. I feel like I wanted to wait, because I wanted to like, obviously my first kiss, I wanted it to be with someone that I liked, you know. I just didn't want to like kiss someone random. But yeah, it was weird. It wasn't even like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, that was that? I was so confused. Like, I kind of looked at him and I was like, oh, like, it was just such an awkward situation. But I kind of wish that I didn't have this whole like idea of how it would have been. Because I feel like I like had this like whole thing in my head of how my first kiss would be, and it was nothing like that. Yeah, and I was terrified. I feel like waiting till I was 20 made it more terrifying, because it's like, oh, you're 20, you're supposed to be experienced. No. But yeah, first kiss experience was not it. It wasn't even like a kiss, it was like a peck. Yeah, it was awkward in general. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was just like awkward in general. Don't recommend it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was just awkward for me, and I kind of wish I didn't wait till I was 20. I wish I had it before, because it made things weird. Yeah. We're not gonna talk about it. I have trauma from it. I literally go back and think about it, and I'm like, this is traumatic for me. Also, that didn't end well, so we're just yeah, no. No. Okay, so next one is, what age did you start doing makeup and how? I started when I was 14. It was when I first moved to Texas. My dad was like totally against like makeup. He like didn't want me to be wearing it, which I understand. Like, I mean, at a certain age you shouldn't wear makeup, but I feel like 14 is like a reasonable age. Also, I just kind of wore mascara and blush. That was it. It was very minimal, and like lip gloss, obviously, because you gotta have the lip gloss. My lip gloss be popping. But yeah, I was 14, and I just wore like minimal makeup. But yeah, I think I asked my dad before I started wearing makeup, like asked him if it was okay. I always played with makeup like before though, like since I was like, I don't know, like literally since I was like 7 or something, even probably younger before that. But I asked my dad, I was like, oh, like, can I just start wearing a little bit? I think I asked him. But he was okay with it. Like, it was very minimal, and then it slowly like grew into like this. Yeah, and then high school, like grade 12, I started wearing more makeup. I've always worn like minimal makeup though. I never went to school with like full glam and like go all out like I do now when I do go out, but it was very minimal. And now I keep my makeup pretty minimal still to this day, but I still wear a full face, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's when I started wearing makeup. You guys are asking me pads or tampons. I personally use pads. I I've never used a tampon. I have no idea how to use a tampon. It scares me. I'm more comfortable with pads, and that's what I use. But yeah, I use pads. I don't know how to use a tampon. I don't know if I will ever use a tampon. Maybe one day, but for right now, no idea how to use it. Also, there's a lot of things with tampons and pads. A lot of people say tampons are bad for you because it's sitting up there for a really long time, because most people don't switch their pads or tampons for a few hours, so it's like that's sitting up there for a while. A lot of people say it's unhealthy, but to each their own. Everyone has their preferences. For me, mine is just pads. Don't like tampons. Not my thing. Okay, so the next one is, what do you do when your best friend is flirting with your best friend behind your back? I would confront both of them, your best friend and your boyfriend. I just feel like that's a whole messy situation. Yeah, I would confront them, see what they say. Like, I just feel like that's a messy situation. I would drop him though, because if he's flirting with your best friend, that's a problem itself. And he is not loyal or trustworthy. But I would bring it up, see what they have to say, and I don't know, drop kick him. You deserve better, sis, and that's all I'm saying. You deserve better. The only thing men have is the audacity, and they should not even be doing that. Okay, so the next one is, what is your advice on fake friends and how to handle them? Plus, when are the giveaway results? I already announced the giveaway winner on one of my videos, so someone did win. But don't worry, I will have more giveaways in the future. But my advice on fake friends is to, I would say, try and cut them off as much as possible, or confront them on it. I've had my fair share of fake friends, and it's definitely very tricky. I hate confrontation, but sometimes it's very necessary, especially in friendships, because people like to use you, talk shit about you behind your back. It's just a whole situation with fake friends, but I would say either confront them or cut them off. Either way, it's not like a healthy friendship, and it shouldn't be affecting you negatively. A friendship should uplift you and support you and everything. But a lot of fake friends like to gaslight the situation and act like the victim and everything. So it's a very difficult situation. But yeah, I would definitely confront it, talk to them about it, and go off of how you want to move on from that situation. I feel like the best thing is to have a conversation with that person, tell them how you're feeling, and how they react is ultimately going to be the decision on whether you want to be friends with them or not. Do what's best for you and what is going to impact you in a positive way. You want people that are going to uplift you and be there for you always. So just make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. The next one is, why do boys like to play with girls' hearts? Because they are trash. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I feel like guys are just super bored and they have like nothing else to do that they like to do this. Don't get me wrong, girls do this too, which I think like both sides like to do this. I just think it's so wrong, and people are just bored in general. Sometimes people don't intentionally do it. Sometimes they do. But yeah, honestly, it's not. Guys, people are just trash in general. People that do this are just like ruining other people. And it just affects everyone overall. It sucks and I hate it. Next one is, does it hurt the first time? Your girl would not know. I do not know that one. Try someone else. Who knows? I have no idea. I've heard it does, but I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know. What is your opinion on situationships? And I love your videos, babe. Oh my god, I love you. You're so nice. I love you. I think situationships are stupid, and they're dumb. I feel like it's a waste of people's time, and it's like, if you're not ready for an actual relationship, don't talk to me about it. I've been in my share of situationships. I hate it. Hate it. Ugh. But yeah, I've definitely had my experience in a situationship, and it sucks. It's best to like remove yourself from the situation. I feel like when you realize I feel like with situationships is you make excuses for that person and also the situation that you're in general. You're just like, oh, well, I don't know if it's gonna work out. It could work out in the end. It could not. Like, we'll see where it goes. No, because if that person wanted to, they would at the end of the day. And the excuses and all the lies and manipulation just have there's no excuse for it. And just, people need to stop doing it. I feel like if you're okay with that, sure, but I feel like no one really is. They'll say they're okay with it, but they're really not. But yeah, no, I've been in my share of situationships. I hate them. They're all stupid. Now I'm very guarded and I just don't have time for it. I'm very like a straight get to the point like person. Like I'm just like this and this. I like things a certain way, and if you don't tell me how you feel and you're gonna beat around the bush, then I don't want to be with you. Guys know what they want. Don't tell me you don't, because you do. If they say they don't, they're lying. But yeah, it just sucks to be in that whole situation, especially when there's multiple people involved in it. If there's multiple guys or multiple girls in the situation, and like you're like this other there's like, it just sucks when you're someone's option. I don't want to be that person, and I was that person. Yeah, it just sucks, and especially when it comes to the end and you realize what's going on, it just sucks. But yeah, I cut people off. I feel like I used to have such a tough time cutting people off, and now I'm just kind of like, you're not doing anything for me, and your negativity, your negative energy is draining me, and I don't want you in my life. So I kind of learned to just like cut people off. But yeah, I hate situationships. They're so stupid and I hate them. I just don't understand it, and this generation is just surrounded by situationships. I hate them. I hate them. Okay, so the next one is, how do you find motivation to do what you and be who you want to be without fearing judgment? I feel like at the end of the day, it is your life, and you should not base your life on what other people want you to do. You're living it for yourself and no one else. And everyone always has an opinion on what other people are doing. And I feel like if we focused on that all the time, we would not have people that are as successful as they are. Because a lot of people that are successful, and success does not mean you have a lot of money. I feel like success means that you're happy and content where you are. If all these successful people listen to all these like negative people and their opinions, they would not be where they are today. So I feel like do what you want to do and not care what other people like say. I feel like you have a gut feeling and everything happens for a reason, and you're meant to do what you want to do. Does that make sense? Like I feel like everything happens for a reason. You're supposed to do what you're meant to do. I don't even know if that makes sense. Okay, so the next one is, how would you rate your social life, like friends and stuff? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a negative 100. Okay, I don't have a social life. Yeah, I honestly, I don't have a lot of friends. Like, I really only have like 1 or 2 like close friends. I feel like now it's really hard to make friends. Well, it's Corona, obviously, but I feel like also with me doing social media, it's really hard to know what people's true intentions are. It makes things really difficult for me to make friends. But yeah, I don't really have a social life. I also hate leaving my house, so I'm really comfortable being at home and being around people that are like my comfort people. Like my family's like my comfort people. But yeah, I find it really hard to make friends. I just constantly have my guard up all the time. But yeah. Is it a red flag when a guy leaves you undelivered for a day? Yes. Like I said, if a guy wanted to, he would. No one is ever that busy. Okay, you can't, and everyone's always on their phone nowadays, so don't tell me that bullshit that you're not on your phone. Like I said, if they wanted to, they would. Everyone has a phone. I see you scrolling through TikTok and shit, so if you like that person and that person likes you, you're gonna message right away. Okay, we're not gonna be wasting time, and if they are, they're not the one for you. That's all I'm saying. Because guys that like you aren't gonna beat around the bush. They're gonna be straightforward, and guys know what they want. So yes, that's a red flag, and you need to confront it or just cut that person off and find the next one, because you will find your person. Okay, next one is how to deal with heartbreak. For me, I haven't dealt with like actual, okay, you know, I don't want to say I haven't dealt with actual heartbreak, but I've never been in a relationship, so I've never dealt with a breakup. That's the thing. I haven't dealt with a breakup, but I feel like I've definitely experienced heartbreak. I feel like talking stages are a sticky situation, and it sucks. For me, I feel like the first time I dealt with it, I didn't deal with it the greatest. I pretended kind of like it was fine and like I was okay, and then I ended up going like kind of spiraling. I tried so hard to hate that person that I ended up hating myself, which it's not what you should do. I feel like you should just focus on you and what makes you happy and not so much focus on this person. But it's really hard because it's kind of like with talking stages, it's kind of like there's so many options of like what could have happened and like all the situations and why wasn't it me and what did I do wrong, and you just start to doubt yourself, and it really diminishes like your self-worth and all that. But I read this thing online and it was like, you're not asking too much, you're just asking from the wrong person, which is so true, because someone who really truly cares about you will never say that you're too much, or they won't make you feel like shit at the end of the day. Like, your person will make you feel good. So you're just asking the wrong person and giving your time to the wrong person, which is so true. But yeah, heartbreak is it's a tough thing, and I feel like the best way is just focus on you, surround yourself with good, uplifting people and people that are going to be there for you. And you need like just a good support system, and just do things that you love and make you happy, and just focus on those good things, and just remember that, I mean, you're gonna find your person eventually, and it's just a sign that this isn't your person and that you will find yours. So just think of the positive things in life. I know it's really hard when you're upset, but there's always a greener side. Wait, what am I saying? There's always a bright side. There's always a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. What am I saying? You can't make a rainbow without some rain. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, we're gonna answer one more question and we're gonna end it off on a good note. So, tips on how to gain some confidence and how to love and accept myself. Love you, Breck. I love you more. I love you, Beebs. But my advice, I feel like self-love and confidence is definitely a learning process, and it took me a while. I'm 21 now and I'm still constantly trying and learning like to love myself. I have my good and bad days, and I feel like that's okay. Don't get me wrong, like don't get discouraged on your bad days and like think all this progress is gone, because it's not. But I feel like it's just embracing who you are as a person and really like accepting everything, flaws and all. Don't get me wrong, you're not gonna love every single thing about yourself. I still struggle with certain things, but just accept who you are, and remember that beauty is on the inside and not on the outside. I feel like if you're a good person and you have good intentions, I feel like that's all that matters. But just again, accept the way you are and love every part of you. And even though you have insecurities, everyone has insecurities. I have them. Okay, is that necessary to be driving like that? No. But yeah, accepting who you are and just remembering that you're beautiful no matter what. Also, try not to compare yourself to all these people. I know it's really hard, especially as a female, that there's all these like women and people that are like out in social media and like influencers and celebrities and stuff that you're constantly looking at. But just remember that you're meant to be a certain way, and these people have insecurities too. They just don't put them on the internet and they don't tell people how they're really feeling. But everyone has their own insecurities. No one's perfect, and just remember that no one's perfect and everyone has their own flaws. But yeah, that's why I like to promote self-love and stuff, because I feel like it's a really important thing, especially now, in our generation. It's like a very difficult thing. But yeah, just accepting you for who you are, and just remember, instead of saying the negative things that you hate about yourself, say the good things that you love about yourself, the good qualities, whether it's something you like about your physical features or your internal features. Like, I love my personality, I love my bubbliness, my positivity, all that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video there because my camera keeps overheating and it's stressing me out. But I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know, because I love filming them. I love talking on the camera and giving you guys advice. I feel like a big sister, and I don't have a younger sibling, so it's like you guys are all my younger siblings. But I love you guys so much. Don't forget to love yourself. This was so much fun. I actually love this. But I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourself. Until next time, I will see y'all later. Peace out, scouts. Bye.